Hello everybody and welcome back. Edgewater, Saskatchewan, episode 17 now, I think. We are smashing these episodes out, that's for sure. So what have we got to do today? We have got to fertilise the two fields we cut. This one here to our right is showing ready to go, so we'll probably get one more cut before I do the time-lapse video, but certainly we need to get some fertiliser on this little one and the next one. We can absolutely get one more cut into that silo before the selling date, which I think was January, so we definitely got enough time. If we play our cards right, we may well get two cuts out of it, which would be amazing. That would be really, really good. In fact, what did we get from this one? So 133,000 we got out of that one. So, you know, imagine if we could triple that, or even just get that to, I don't know, 350,000. That would be really good. That would help a great deal. So, someone did mention in the comments a few days ago, now I've not recorded one of these now for about 4, maybe 5 days, but in this here, I can't remember where the trigger is, but I'll just get to it by pause. If I deactivate the grass and the chaff, I guess, it actually saves a little bit of production cost, which I didn't really think of. £2 a month, but at this point we need to save whatever we can, don't we? So I don't know if that's still charging even though it's not doing anything. I'm assuming it is. So let's just deactivate that. Now I want to head straight over to the garden before we get too carried away, because wow, the quality for me playing it is great. I know YouTube sometimes loses the quality, but we have got a lot of pallets of sugar beet over there. It looks like a lot, so that is good. That is really good. So this is going to be our kind of gold mine, I think is what I was calling it. So we're going to just stockpile this and sell it all in one big lump, which will give us a good boost to sales. So we've got about 2 months left worth of money. So we've only just got over £400. So we need to be selling all of the sugar beet within the next 2 months. So we are, I mean, even now it's not bad really. We're not having to do a lot to earn that. So it's at 413. I always forget to look at the date. Right, we're in August. So yeah, that's only going to increase. The best date is kind of December, January, but we'll probably be looking to sell that in October. If we hold our nerve, maybe we can get away with selling it first thing November, which would be great. I mean, it'd probably be over £500 per thousand, and based on how much it produces, we're going to have a half decent amount of money from that. Have a quick check in on the pigs just while we're here, see how they're getting on. There's more in there, isn't there? Yeah. Yes, we have. We've had 2 little babies, 2 little piglets. So, must be those 2 there. So they get to puberty pretty quick as well. So it's only 6 months, then they get to full value. Now, I've just got to keep checking in on this price. So this one here is 10 months old, and so far it has reproduced 1 time, but its cost is £558. Now, £558. Where is the trigger? I think it's here by the gate, isn't it? There we go. So we paid, we paid 525. So not only has it produced an extra pig for us, it's also worth more in value now than what it was. So that's great. So I can definitely see where the profit is. I can definitely see where the profit is in this. Now, just while I'm thinking about it, one thing this episode as well is not a great deal here. What do we got? I mean, it's 373 litres. We're going to scoop that up and just pop that into the greenhouse. We might as well get it doubling up on its sugar beet production, just so we've got more of it to sell. So we'll do that in a moment. I also think maybe we'll pull over the gooseneck trailer and start to load these up, so when it comes to it, it's not such a big job. It gets a bit tedious when you have to do a lot of it. So we will do that as well. Now hopefully this is also going to be the last time we use the gooseneck trailer, because although they are very good, I honestly don't feel, from a realism point of view, that sort of trailer with a pickup truck, really the pickup truck wouldn't be able to kind of tow large, heavy 5-6 ton tractors, not with the amount of power it's got. So I kind of find these trailers a little bit unrealistic. I know they exist in real life, but yeah, I would sooner rather make the most out of our Mac. So that's one of our next things to do. So I think the sugar beet will probably pay for that trailer and get that Mac into some decent usage as quickly as possible. Now, first things first, we're going to get into the John Deere and we're just going to get these fields fertilised. Now hopefully it's not going to take too long, so potentially I might not need to time-lapse this. I'll just see if I've got a few things to talk about in the meantime. So a couple of things I have got to do. So you notice the figure on the top hasn't really changed, but I did do contracts off screen. So that's put our fund now up to £103,000, and that is our fund for purely landscaping. Just creating the house, trying to go for the realism. So that's going to be the episode I do as a time lapse. Now this episode I think will probably come out Wednesday. I have previously always got one episode out on the Tuesday, which I've just kind of missed this week. I've been too busy, I haven't really been able to do it. So I'll probably do the time lapse episode and a normal episode on the same day, which will probably come out Thursday maybe. Just trying to think ahead. But yeah, the time-lapse video, because I can spend 1 hour doing it. If I times it up by 400, then it's only going to be a 15-minute video, so that's not really long enough for a video, not in my eyes anyway. So I'll probably do that, release that video, and then release a normal episode as well on the same day. So yeah, this is probably the last episode I'll do before I actually do the house and the layout and kind of the farm build, I guess. And I'm really excited to do that because that is my favourite part. As sad as it is, I do genuinely think that's my favourite part of the game, in fact. Right. Looks like this is going to use up a fair bit of fertiliser. So I'll keep going a minute. This is only going to take me a few seconds, so it's barely worth the time lapse. So I'll probably jump us back in very shortly. Okay, field all done. So that's one less job to do. Good start. We want to maximise that. It's only got one more growth stage, I think, to be honest. So when we skip to the next day, that will be ready to go. In fact, what I might do is, if I skip to the next day when I do the time-lapse episode for the actual house build, I might just very quickly do a cut on the grass as well, just off the camera or as part of the time-lapse, just so that we don't miss it, because we've got to time this right to make sure we get that third cut of the year ready for its sell point. So we'll keep an eye on it anyway. We shall have a look. Right, for a minute we'll go and get the smaller John Deere, take the bags of lime off of this trailer, put them into the corner somewhere maybe, and then swap over, take the bucket and just pop the manure into the garden just while we're there. So we used a few more bags of this up. We've still got a little bit of stock there though, so it's not bad. So we'll just pull into here, pull this trailer out, give ourselves a bit more space. One thing I'm not used to is the realistic cab view mod. It normally kind of leans you over into the middle of the seats. I do miss that. That's probably one of the biggest things I miss out of the crossplay mods, you know. We'll do it in this view, it's fine. that close, but we did it. Right, so I think we'll pop this. All that good driving around that tight corner, and then I do that. Honestly. Right, I think let's just pop this here somewhere. If I do it right, I'll allow just about enough room for the tractor. Right, I'm just going to quickly do these. Go and get the John Deere. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with that, you know, it's quite nice to see all those extra pigs in there. And I'm pretty sure we've got another pig that's probably going to give birth in the next month. The ones that we bought the day after, so that's good. I can definitely see how they're going to make profit. And I think, you know, if you time it right, and do it properly, and do what we're doing with the garden so that you're kind of self-sufficient, I think you can actually make pretty good money from those pigs. Really, really good money. Now I bet, even though that's not actually physically strapped it, I bet that's still going to stick it down. So let's just undo them all. Hopefully this has the capability of picking 2 up at a time. Oh, it doesn't like it, but it's doing it. Okay, job done. Just head over to the garden and just start loading up some of those sugar beets. I'm pretty sure, I'll have to check in a minute, but I'm pretty sure I put enough sugar beet into the pigs. It was actually the grain and protein that it needed, but it doesn't look like it needed it for a while. If I can remember, I will have to check in a moment. Now I just wonder if, a bit like the lettuce, is there going to be more to spawn once we have lifted one pallet out? I will do this in third person. There's a want to do things realistically, and then there's a want to not spend 3 hours doing this, so we'll just change the view. And let's see if we can go for the same kind of thing. So lift it straight up. Another one will pop out, hopefully. Or not. Well, while it's thinking about that, let's move the trailer into position. I think just there will do fine. Yeah, that'll be alright. Right, there isn't enough one that's spawned, so is there not any more? Where's the garden? Oh, there isn't actually any more. Okay, that would explain it. Right, let's get loading these up. Hopefully it won't take too long. If it takes me a little bit too long when I'm doing the editing, I will just skip the middle bit. Right, okay, last pallet. I probably did just skip that because it's taken me a little while, but I resisted the temptation not to kind of super strength them, or not super strength because I'm not using it, but actually pick them up, because this does allow you to pick them up. I mean, that's pretty good. I've not added any attachments to this either, and it just lets you pick them up. So from a multiplayer point of view, it's kind of a must-have mod, to be honest with you. It is really, really good. But anyway, that is that done, and it doesn't look too bad. Now, we will leave that there, and I'll just drop the forks off here and go and get that shovel, pop the manure into it, and then we'll activate the manured version of the sugar beet as well, just to give us that little bit extra. I didn't actually count how many thousands of litres were actually on that trailer, but essentially, however many thousands there are on the trailer, we half it, and that's how much money we're going to make, so pretty good. Pretty good. I'm going to risk it. I'm not going to fit the weight. I mean, surely I won't need the weight. It's only a couple 100 litres. I might regret that, but I'm sure it will be fine. So, good. I mean, we're kind of at a bit of a stale point, to be honest with you. Because we're letting the sugar beet build up. We're letting the grass grow. We're letting the pigs reproduce. Luckily, they've got just about enough food. We're just kind of seeing the farm through until, I don't know, maybe November time really. But the great news is I'm not at a point where I've got nothing to do. There is quite a bit of maintenance that needs to be done, so this is good. This is more like it. Okay, point for the future. You cannot actually scoop out of that manure pit, which is a shame. I thought you could do. I'm sure before I have done, but maybe not. You have to kind of drive up to it and load it with the load button. For me, left analog stick, because I do use a controller. 80% of the time I use a controller. I do sometimes connect up my steering wheel, but sometimes it's more hassle than it's worth. So I do tend to use control. I prefer it. But again, I'm going to try and do this without using the interactive zones as much as possible. Pretty sure it goes here somewhere. I mean, that looks pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's not a big pile on the floor, so that's a good start. And we'll just leave this here. I think about where we're parking the tractor now is probably where I'll put one of those cheap sheds. I don't know whether I should use money that we earn genuinely to do that, or whether if I got a little bit left over with the landscaping money, I might just pop a shed there. I would like to do something with this area. It's not appealing to me. It kind of frustrates me. It looks a bit rubbish. So yeah, maybe. I think potentially, I don't know whether to put one of those interactive productions here, or whether or not I should put them on a completely new field somewhere else. Not too sure. I like the idea of putting it on a completely different field somewhere else, because it just adds a bit more realism again. Right, let's do this. So we've got manure, albeit 391 litres, but to be fair, it only uses 5 per 256. So actually, that's probably going to give us a few thousand litres of sugar beet. That's not bad. We have got some seeds somewhere. So yeah, materials missing. It's funny how they all look dead now. So it says the standard sugar beet is running. Why are they all dead? Jeez. Right, back in the tractor. Pallet fork needs to go back on. Let's go get that bag of seeds. Don't know how many are left. It's not got very many left at all, but it'll get it going for a minute or two. I could, in actual fact, if it isn't very much, I could empty the cedar, or at least take some from the cedar, because we don't really need to reseed grass again, and we are a little while away from another field, so potentially I don't need to leave all that seed in it. I can't remember how much was left, but I don't know, I feel like we didn't use that much of it. Now, of course, the seed, I knocked it over, didn't I? Yes. And it's not going to let me pick it up. So, adapt and overcome, no problem. I'm pretty good at clearing up the mess that I make because I'm so used to making them. This will be fine. Okay, pretty easy actually. Don't know what I was worried about. The annoying thing is it doesn't tell you how much is left, but you can kind of gauge it by how slack or how saggy the bag is, I guess is the right word. I don't know if I should be talking about a saggy bag on a farm simulator video, but you can kind of tell by how saggy your bag is. So I reckon it's probably got 300 or 400 litres in it, maybe. Let's have a look. Not want to empty? No. What is it doing? Come on. Okay, doesn't want to play. Doesn't want to play, but don't matter because we should be able to just drop that down, switch over to the bucket, and then in theory the bucket should fill from the bag, hopefully. Yep, there we go, 140 litres. Yeah, I was a bit off on my... That bag was saggier than I thought. Just like that, it's all green and looking good. But that seed is probably not going to get us very far, is it? Although, again, to be fair, it only uses one seed. 24 water, 1 seed, and 5 manure produces 256 sugar beets. That is crazy. That really is crazy. We'll do you know what? While it's connected, let's go nick a load out of the seeder. We'll just buy some more when we need it, I think. We don't have the money to spend. That is a definite fact. So we'll connect up the feeder, unload it, so it gives us an annoying warning to say we haven't got room. And it didn't. Oh, that's interesting. That's a new style of crate there. I quite like that. I've never seen that before. Is that part of that mod? That is really cool. Right, drop that down. Again, that doesn't even look like very much, to be honest. That doesn't look like very much at all. Wow, it's 417 litres though. Those crates must hold like 2,000 or 3,000 litres of seed. That's good, I like that. It's a shame that there isn't a mod to buy that from the store. That would be a lot easier. Right, let's just dump this whole lot in there though. Because we're going to have kind of an unlimited supply of manure, to be honest. It's just going to be beginning of every episode, quickly pop another scoop in. It's already doing its work. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't need the weight this time. Okie dokie. Done. I leave the bucket on because we'll scoop up some more manure at the beginning of the next game day. Just thinking actually, let's not park that just where I parked it because that's right in the pallet spawn point. Let's go a little bit more like there. Fine. Lovely. Okay, so let's just get a rough guess a minute. So 1, 2, 3. One of them is about half, but there's roughly about £4,000 there, I reckon. Because there's almost 8,000 litres, so yeah. Just like that, £4,000. So fast. I wonder how quick it's going up. Yeah, that's like going up 1 every second. That's pretty fast. Do you reckon it makes any difference to turn off the slow one and just have it on the fast one? To be honest, that barely does anything at all. Let's do that. Just leave that. How fast is it producing now? Actually, yeah. So that's kind of odd, but it's actually producing it much faster now. Doesn't look like it's growing anything, but it is producing it much faster. I wonder if I can just fix that animation, because that is a bit annoying. Let's deactivate that. Nothing there. Let's reactivate it. And it's all come back. That's better. So, yeah, that's definitely going up faster. So the slower productions must slow the whole thing down. It obviously overwrites the manure process. Good. Well, we learn something new every day. So that is that done. The grass is fertilised. So that is another job done. Tell you what we haven't done is check the shop, and I shouldn't because we don't have the money to buy anything anyway, so I shouldn't really have temptations. Okay, 5,000 litres of lettuce. Pretty good all round. Maybe I'll just future-proof and top up all of the water. Give them all a decent amount of water. That being both greenhouses, or the garden and the greenhouse. I do need to do that. In these kind of long sheds, I always try and put everything in at a bit of an angle because you just kind of maneuver a little bit better. So I try and do them all the same way, so I just need to adjust myself. Probably should have came in from the other entrance. Lower that down. And just pop that. Like that. I'm really excited to do this farm build, you know. I am really excited just to change that. Change that whole area. It's going to be really good. Maybe, you know, thinking about it, it's probably worth ending the episode with a real quick go over cutting and picking up that grass. Because next episode I'm just going to be landscaping over it anyway. So if I remember correctly, last time we got like 17,000 litres out of it. That's pretty good. I mean, you know, that's £8,000 or £9,000. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll finish this episode up, because we are pretty much there for time. Because I haven't done any real time lapsing as of yet. So maybe I'll finish it with a little time lapse, cutting that small bit of grass, and then yeah, in theory, I can get straight into, and I'm going to do it straight away, but I can get straight into doing the time lapse for the farm build, which is great because, to be honest, it's getting late now for me. So it's just gone 11 o'clock as I'm filming this now. I've had quite a long week at work, so I'm feeling it a bit, and it doesn't take anywhere near as much effort to sit here quietly recording a time lapse as what it does to actually find things to talk about and not sound too monotone, which hopefully I don't. If you ever notice, by the way, if you notice in some videos I'm a bit more monotone than others, it's probably because it's quite late and I'm tired. I do have 3 children as well, so full-time job, 3 children. This is my quiet time. This is my get away from the world time. Okay, so I can't imagine this last bit is going to take very long at all. So, nice quick chop, rode it up there very quickly, and just picking it up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we get a good full load out of this, plus a little bit, if I remember. It's filling up pretty quickly, which is good. Let's keep it running for this little bit, actually clear that a bit. So I mentioned earlier on in the episode, actually, for me, I wonder if a priority should be to get the kind of more realistic flatbed trailer for the Mac. But actually I don't know if that is right. In fact, the priority should be the maple syrup. Because I kind of want to get it placed. I'm glad a couple of people agreed that it kind of works inside of the trees, which is great, so that's where we'll put it. Just looked more fit in there, I think, to be honest with you. But also I would quite like to get it placed at some point, because we are going to need to do a little track up to it. Now if the money is available with our kind of landscape fund, it would make sense to do it in and amongst the time lapse. So, you know, it would have been nice ideally if we could have got that maple syrup mud already placed, but I don't think that's going to be achievable in this episode. Unless, you know, I might have a quick look, and there's a relatively close contract which we could do, but it was 16,000. That's quite a bit. It's quite a big contract to get that. So I'll have a look in a minute. You never know. But it is pretty good. Just slightly under one full load this time round, I think. Yeah, just slightly under, which is a little bit strange, because it was ever so slightly over the last time we did it. Don't quite know why. Don't understand. We've fertilised it as much as it needed. Kind of strange. No, I have deactivated this, so it's not actually going to do anything. It's just going to store this grass, but it doesn't matter. I'll activate it all once we've filled it with the whole lot. Yeah, for a minute. I know it was only $2, but $2, $2. So where is field 32? Just want to see how big it is. Of course, none of the fields are in any order. It's that one there. Okay, and how does that compare to... Which one did I do? Which one did I do on camera? I did that one on camera. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I've used contracts a few times already, and it's going to help us get our footing in place. And it's what you would do if you needed the money, I get it. But we're getting to a point now where, do you know what, I don't want to... Contracts are borderline cheating. You know, it's such a quick, easy way of earning money. You kind of... You could build an entire farm just purely on doing 2 contracts a day and not doing anything else. So I don't want to keep doing them. We've got ourselves to a point now where we've got a lot of income coming our way very, very soon. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do the contract. I don't mind doing them off screen to top up the kind of housing fund, but yeah, let's not do it. We'll have to earn that maple syrup mod, that £16,000 genuinely, through grass, maybe through lettuce, maybe through the sugar beet. But for now, let's not do it. So we're ending on £411. I'm not used to not seeing the truck here. It's kind of confusing because I've abandoned it again somewhere. £411, that is literally 2 months. So by the end of October we are actually going to run out of money completely. So hopefully the sugar beet or even the lettuce might be alright and we can sell it just to keep ourselves from the red. But for now, that is it, I think, for today's episode. So like I said, the next thing I'm going to do is the landscaping. And I hope you enjoy that. I enjoy doing the landscaping, but you're only going to see me doing it for 15 minutes or so. But that will be the next episode. But I'll also try and get another one of these episodes out as well on the same day. So in theory, that will be Thursday. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, as always. 66%, you know, of people who watch these videos, and more so the roleplay videos, haven't actually subscribed. So I would appreciate it, you know, if you've got this far and you're not fed up with my voice, give me a little subscribe, click that box. And you don't necessarily need to put the bell on if I am a little bit annoying, but I would appreciate it. You know, it gives me more incentive. The more people I feel are subscribed who want to watch this, the more effort I want to put into doing more videos. So it's just a little bit of recognition. It's not really worth anything other than a little bit of recognition. So yeah, make sure you subscribed if you haven't already. And to everyone who has and everyone who comments, I really appreciate it. It's really, really good. I just enjoy kind of chatting to people, to be honest with you. I think it's my thing. I want to be able to keep in contact with everyone who comments. Certainly the kind of the original followers, I guess, the first 100 of you. I remember all of the initial comments. I remember exactly who did them. And once in a while I'd just like to pop you through a little message and say hello. So yeah, keep it up. I really enjoy it. But until then, that is it for now. Cheers and gone.